Hey folks, Homer Ibarra back here on the Samsung stage. We are presenting the finals of the Samsung Galaxy S5 NBA 2K14 Challenge. I'm your host, Homer Ibarra. There's my Twitter handle. Go ahead and tweet me if you got any questions. But I'm joined with Ronnie 2K, man. What's going on?
What's going on? What's cracking?
Dude, we're about to go play this final.
Yeah.
5 G's at stake, Ronnie.
Money's on the line. We got to make this happen. And reputation's on the line, too.
So if you guys don't remember from the tournament that we had on Sunday, the two finalists are Semaj Riddick, a.k.a. 2 in a row.
Mr. Champion.
Mr. Champion.
Yeah.
He's got a target on his back.
That's right.
Yep. And I don't know if you remember. For those who don't remember the match, it was a really, really closely contested game. OKC versus OKC, and obviously Semaj pulled out the victory. But the other competitor, James Waugh, a.k.a. Tragic, he kind of just ran away with his match. So
yeah, he dominated.
Yeah, he had like a 20-point lead, and he never looked back.
Having said that, Semaj has some reputation. He killed it the last time we did one of these tournaments.
Right.
I'm looking forward to watching him play again. He's a great player.
Definitely. So everybody's aiming and gunning towards him. $5,000 on the line, folks. And earlier this week, we shot a profile video of both of those guys. So I think we got those queued up. Are we going to roll those?
Make that happen.
The profile videos? All right, let's go check out Semaj right now.
My name is Semaj Riddick, and I'm from Portsmouth, Virginia, aka 2 in a row. My team is OKC and sometimes Houston. I use those guys because they're good in transition and offense. They play a lot of defense on the perimeter as well, and I can score easily with Kevin Durant and James Harden. My thoughts are just to keep a steady mindset, keep the game in my hands, try not to blow any leads if I go up big, and just try to blow out my opponent at any cost. My competitive advantage is just I'm a great shooter. My mentality is great. If I go down big, I know how to get the lead again. And I'm a great opponent for anybody. I mainly only play like the first day, so probably about 5 to 10 hours that day. And I kind of chilled and just, labbed out a lot of offense and defense to get ready for the round of 32. So yeah, about 5 to 10 hours. My strategy is simply just to win. That's all I came here for. I won the tournament, another tournament previously before this one. Everyone came for my crown, so I'm here to protect that crown. If I win, I'm gonna probably just put it in the bank, probably use some for my college classes and whatnot, but mainly just to save and not, splurge on anything crazy.
I'm James Waugh, aka Tragic, and I'm from Whitehall, Pennsylvania. I use the Rockets just because I like their advantage on the boards and they can outmuscle a lot of teams on the game. There's a lot of good players in the tournament, and I'm sure it's going to be tough, but I'm just going to do what I did to get here, and hopefully I can pull out the W. I think my competitive advantage is I can capitalize on turnovers, bad passes, all things like that, and I don't really make a lot of mistakes. I put in a lot of hours, probably half the day just playing and practicing and just going on VG and just playing and getting some extra experience in. All right, my game plan going into this is to definitely just capitalize on my opponents' mistakes, their turnovers, bad passes, stuff like that, and just not make a lot of mistakes myself. Just be crisp and just execute. If I win with the 5K, I'll probably just give half of it to my mom and then just use the other half for whatever I need to use it for. Nothing special, just save it probably.
Oh, smoked. All right, folks, that was your look at Semaj and James, the two finalists vying for the $5,000 crown. I'm excited about this matchup, man. I think they're going to go blow.
Those profiles were awesome. Yeah. Styling and profiling in LA.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
I like that.
What could you ask? What else could you ask for? You're playing NBA 2K14, your favorite game. You could win 5 Gs, and you got an all-expense-paid trip to LA during E3.
During E3.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Speaking
of
E3, though, you guys, obviously 2K brings it every year.
Yeah.
You guys are huge. Got a huge presence in the South Hall. Let's talk about what you guys got going on over there.
We have a huge booth. Actually, fans are coming by and taking pictures with our life-size Kevin Durant.
I saw that. Kate Dizzle.
It's crazy. He's literally 6'10", so everybody's like, they're all like reaching up and trying to touch his head just to show that size difference.
Right.
Everybody's like, and now I think people realize how tall I am because they're like, why why are you basically the same height as the rig? I am 6'5", so people are usually very amazed.
You
by
are a
that.
big dude, Ronnie.
I used to play basketball, you know.
Well, there
like,
you go.
Yeah.
Hence you being on the franchise.
That's usually how it works.
an appropriate staffing
That's
choice.
right. Yeah.
All right, so on that note,
Yeah.
Kevin Durant, you got some giveaways, right?
Yeah, so we're
Let's
giving
talk
away
about
Diamond Durants. So if you took a picture at our booth, we were going to give them away to anybody who posted on social media.
All right.
It's been rampant. If you look at Your Time Has Come, the hashtag on Instagram and Twitter, it is just nuts. It's
Do we
crazy.
got those? Do we got them
We
here?
can make that happen. Yeah, I can bring up a coin.
Oh, there we go.
I actually have a guest tweeter for me today.
All right.
Mr. iPod King Carter, who was actually featured in our NBA 2K15.
There he is right there. Folks can't see him, but iPod King Carter, man.
He's live tweeting for me, which is, by the way, you better be careful. This is the first time I've let somebody live tweet for me.
That's a lot of trust, man.
It's a lot of trust. But here, of course, is one of the coins.
There it is.
And it's looking rad. And iPod King Carter is going to be tweeting it from my account, Ronnie2K. We'll be giving a few of these away, and they have a code. So
That's hot. Can I take
did
a
I
look at
just
that
give
real
him one of
quick?
the codes?
I don't know.
Whatever.
You know what? I'll
It's
cover
all
it up.
good.
I'll cover it up. Check that out. Look it. There he is, man. KD, MVP 2014.
So have those consoles on. It's available for PS4 and Xbox One. And yeah, I mean they're the best player in the game.
That's awesome.
That Diamond Durant is extremely valuable.
That let's looked up. It's official too, man. Look at
Yeah.
that. If it wasn't in plastic, I'd try to buy
I
it.
actually asked them either to make it diamond or make it chocolate, but I lost.
Man, that's
What are you gonna
legit.
do? Yeah.
Well, you get one of them with my saliva on it now. That's even more valuable, folks.
Yeah, so very awesome stuff. I have a lot to talk about with NBA 2K15, but are we going to get into the
I
game?
think we're going to get.
I'm ready to watch this
We're ready.
play.
Samaj Riddick playing as OKC, and James Waugh, a.k.a. Tragic, he's playing as his boys, the Houston Rockets. So we're getting in here, and we're editing the lineup. That was real quick. I don't think they know exactly where they're going.
They're going to do it once they get into the menus. You see the guys turning up the settings. I mean, it's really important to make sure that you guys do this before every single game. On next gen, of course, this is points of emphasis, but these game settings are extremely critical to the style that you want to play.
Right. So, were there any restrictions as to like what kind of settings they could set, or is it just whatever they want?
These guys do their thing. I mean, everybody has a different game, and we let them do their thing. The rules were it was limited to a certain amount of minutes per quarter.
Okay.
And it was Hall of Fame difficulty. This is for the best of the best. The people that were participating in this tournament were the best of the best.
Cream of the crop, and they were out of a pool of 32, right?
Yeah.
And that was all.
I mean, it was everybody, and then we got down to the 32.
Oh my gosh!
And then we had the 4 on Sunday, right? Saturday,
Yep.
Sunday this weekend.
Sunday, yep.
And now we're down to our final 2. And Samaj, man, I mean, the guys got here twice. Like that's impressive.
Dude can ball out.
You want a legitimate player? That's your guy.
You know what's crazy too is that I don't think he really held a lead, a really convincing lead until the fourth quarter, and then he just ran away with it.
That's
it was
awesome.
like a 2 to 4 point game
Here
the
we go with
entire time.
tip-off.
All right, here we go. So we're
of
underway.
course, this is on the current gen systems, Xbox 360, PS3. I think we're actually playing on PC right now.
Yeah, we're on PC. Our 2 competitors actually have their controllers mapped out to the PC. So
That's awesome.
Samaj is on PlayStation 3 controller, and James is on.
We wanted to
Xbox
let them. We
360.
wanted to let them play with whatever they were comfortable with. So we have one, final winner. Of course, our next gen game though, the PS4, Xbox One version, we took this huge graphical leap and gameplay leap. And if you haven't played our next gen game, it's insane.
It looks incredible. Even on PC, it looks incredible.
Even on PC, it looks incredible.
Yep. All right, Westbrook.
Oh,
Ooh,
get that
gets
out.
rejected by Dwight Early, setting the tone. James taking very little time to show how aggressive he's being.
Westbrook
Samaj.
with a little crossy.
Ooh, that's
Very
That's
nice.
a nice little move there. I'm gonna make a prediction right now. I'm
Yeah.
gonna say Samaj by 2
You got it that close,
on
huh?
a buzzer beater.
Oh,
How
wow.
about that?
I see it close all the way through the fourth, but I got Samaj by maybe 7.
7. All
Yeah.
right. Okay.
I think it'll be close all the way, and then the fourth quarter he'll create some separation. James is looking at me cross-eyed right now. He's not happy with my prediction.
Well, the underdog, man.
Yeah,
You know, that's what you never underestimate the power of the underdog.
That is absolutely right.
when he's got his back against the wall, maybe we'll see whether or not the true champion will rise.
Absolutely.
But all I'm seeing right now is just a ton of white jerseys down in the paint.
I appreciate the OKC shout out right here. OKC is my favorite team.
All right.
And getting to work with Kevin Durant is obviously awesome. He's our cover guy, and he is. You want to talk about a guy that like loves our game? Can I tell a story real quick?
Absolutely.
The third time I ever met him was our NBA 2K12 launch party in New York, and the guy shows up, says hello to our staff, and then immediately he's like, "Where can I go? Where can I play?" Like,
Sweet.
and he takes a beeline to our area where we had our gaming console set up. He sat there for 2.5 hours playing, tweaking, getting all of these settings the right way.
So
he
dude's
sat
a
there
true
for 2.5
gamer.
hours. We had Busta Rhymes performing. We had all this crazy stuff, rap battle. We had all this crazy stuff going on, and
He wasn't even having it.
he could not even be fussed. He was ready to play.
That's pretty good. So let's get a little score update. We got OKC up by 4. Samaj with a slim lead.
Yeah.
This was kind of his game. He would spread the floor, kind
And
of
wait for his opportunity.
yeah. He would find Durant in the wings, or
There's a good post pass.
there you go, Ibaka with 2.
That was such a good series. I mean, I was obviously a little bit sad that they went down to San Antonio, but I have San Antonio in 7, by the way. What do you think? I had them to begin with.
In the
I'm not
finals?
just saying that because it's 2-1.
Or in the Western Conference.
No, in the NBA Finals.
In the NBA Finals, I after seeing
Heaters
what they
first.
did the other night,
Yeah.
man, I would say San Antonio in 6.
Yeah. I think people are like, well, Ronnie, of course you have San Antonio 2. I predicted them in 7 the whole way. I actually thought that whoever came out of the West at the beginning of the finals was
Right.
gonna win the championship.
Well, they
They're
got a
battle
chip on their
tested,
shoulders.
yeah.
Yeah, they got a chip on their shoulder.
Yeah.
That's a bad taste to leave in your mouth, man.
Yeah.
For 365 days. Jesus Shuttlesworth, man.
Well, I mean, I know. That guy just does not age.
No,
He
doesn't.
literally doesn't age.
Doesn't.
He hit some daggers last night.
Yeah, he did. All right, so James up. He's got his first lead of the
That
night.
splash. Oh,
A little short. Dwight with
that
the
looked
rebound.
wet. That looked good.
Beverly pushes up the floor to Harden. No call. Harden.
back.
Ooh, a little short.
They're coming out a little bit timid. Like it's tough. When I always say that it's really hard when you're on a broadcast because you're trying to play in a simulation style that might be just slightly different, but it'll throw you off enough to where it's difficult to play live.
Right.
It's not an easy thing to do.
Ooh, Butler with the triple.
That was a trip.
Samaj definitely making a statement here. And you got the bright lights, you got the distraction.
I know.
There's like at
Pharrell
singing happy.
60. There's 60 people watching them.
Right. So you gotta assume that there's gonna be a little bit of jitters, but it seems like both of them are starting to find their game
and
a little
one.
bit.
Get some.
There you go. Who's that, Collison?
Yeah, and he's mouthing. Oh, look at that. This generation of basketball players always looks up at the jumbotron, and it's crazy how we capture. Like he was just like looking up at the jumbotron,
Right.
complaining.
They do in real life,
The
right?
details that we get in this game, and that's a perfect segue. Actually, like I am always
great
in
look.
awe that at the end of a cycle, I'm like, how are we going to be better next year? Like,
Right.
how are we going to do that? And I've seen 15. I've been playing it a lot, and I am so excited to get started at talking about that
Oof.
game. That was a nice 3.
That was a great 3. That was a great play, actually. Found the open guy at the top of the arc. I think that was Beverly. That was one of the guys that James was relying on pretty heavily on Sunday to create for the other players, but it looks like he's putting the offense in his hands right now.
That guy's a big 2K player, by the way, Patrick Beverly.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he plays a lot. We had 5 NBA guys stop by today, completely unsolicited. They were expecting to see 2K15, and I'm like, sorry
Well,
guys,
yeah.
can't show you.
In fact, can you guys wait in line here?
Yeah.
Check in at the PR desk, please.
That's right.
Who was it? Do you
Check
mind
in.
me asking?
Andre Drummond came by.
Nice.
Marcus Smart, who's going to be a top 5 NBA pick, he stopped by, or a couple other guys. Yeah, I mean the excitement for this franchise grows and grows every single year. And I was talking about 15 a little bit. We have created such a foundation with what we did on Next Gen for 14 that we're so ahead of the game in terms of like other next-gen games. You know what I mean? Like, we did that head capturing stuff last year, got 85% of the league. Our dev team is insanely passionate. I mean, they were literally spanning the nation, chasing players to get them head captured into the game.
That's pretty dope.
Can you imagine that, to get 12 NBA athletes who would rather be anywhere else?
Right.
And to get them to participate in this and get excited about it. Once they saw the process, they were so thrilled. I'm sorry, it's end of quarter.
That's right, yeah. So at the end of one, James Watt got the slight lead. He's got a 2-point lead against Samaj. But again, like I said, man, Samaj on Sunday, he was down up to 4 points, and it wasn't really a thing. He just knew, I'm going to stick to my game plan, and he's leading a fast break right now. He could tie it
Westbrook
very
with
easily.
A cross.
Ooh,
Oh, you got a piece of that.
a little bit.
Harden got a piece of that.
But as you were saying, so all these folks came in for their head scans, and what was that experience like for them? I mean, I'm sure.
You know, at first I think everybody's timid. Like, NBA players take so many pictures that they just. I think that it's a little scary. But once you see the process and like they saw what the results were and how much it made them better looking in the game, they were all about it. I mean, to get 85-90% of the league, and we haven't stopped. We've been during the season. We've been trying to get guys that are come in for local Warrior games. You know, we've been chasing still, and we're going to get the next year players in there. Of course, it's gonna be really great.
So okay, I'm gonna put you on the spot here, Ronnie.
Yeah.
Obviously, the draft is like we're right around the corner. Who do you think? Who would you take as your number one pick as the Cleveland Cavalier GM? Are you looking at LeBron 2.0 with Andrew Wiggins? Are you looking
Embiid.
at Jabari
Or Embiid.
or Embiid? There you go.
See, the thing is, it's always historical that a team's. I would take Wiggins personally.
Right.
I really would. I think Jabari Parker's a great player. He's like Carmelo, and he plays better defense. I mean, he's not as polished as Carmelo, obviously, but I think he will be eventually.
Sure. Upside.
Wiggins is just another transcendental player. Is that a word? And he's going to be such a talent in the league. But just historically, people take the big guys. So I'm expecting Embiid to go first, but I personally would take Wiggins.
Wiggins, that dude is just
he's a freak.
A physical specimen, man. Did you see that picture?
Yeah,
Where
the
his
46
vertical.
inch,
oh my God! I was like,
I know,
okay, how do you not pick that dude number one?
I tweeted. I was like, what are we going to make this guy's vertical rating? Like, where do you go? Like, where do you go from there?
All right, let's get a score update for the Samsung Galaxy S5 2K14 challenge. It looks like James has opened up a substantial lead. He's got 8 points up on Samaj.
He was upset at our predictions.
We definitely lit a fire under his ass for sure. Ooh, misses the dunk.
And of course, if you guys are just joining us, my man iPod King Carter, the star of the NBA 2K15
there he is right
TV
there.
spot, most valuable players. If you haven't seen that spot, have you seen it?
I did. It's so dope.
It's insane. I mean, we love our community so much. We put 4 of them in our spot. I mean, that's really crazy. He's giving out diamond Durants on my Twitter account, Ronnie2K, of course.
And how they go about winning that?
He's putting up pictures with the code on them, so you just gotta be first to type that thing in.
Gotcha.
We gave Diamond Durant's earlier. I'm working with Andre Drummond to give away these Ruby codes in a little bit. So these locker codes have just been a phenomenon. I mean, people love those in-game rewards, and we love giving them away. You know.
So now let's get a score update. We Samaj just cut the lead down to 7, but the momentum is definitely on James's side, aka Tragic. He just is swarming the middle, and he's keeping the hands out of the 2 big men, Ibaka and Durant. And whenever they even touch the ball, there's 2 red jerseys, at least 2 red jerseys surrounding those players. So I feel like James has a really good defensive game plan at the very least to stop, create turnovers, and score in transition.
Well,
so
to your point earlier, the whole spacing element that Samaj was using, I think he must have scouted him. I mean, he's definitely bunching the lane, but then crashing, closing out like really, really well.
Yep.
He's definitely got his number.
James Harden hitting the line.
Have you seen James Harden in Next Gen, by the way? His beard.
Oh, you know what? I did. I like how the detail, the amount of detail in the beard is amazing.
It's brilliant. It's a brilliant beard. And of course, I mean that we put out the OMG trailer, which was the first next gen trailer last year, and I cannot forget how many images people put up of James Harden and his beard. It was just insane. I mean, you want to capture somebody, it's lifelike. And that guy, by the way, plays the heck out of our game as well.
So Birdman, how are you bringing that dude to get the tattoos? Also, you can't replicate that.
It's not just that. I shouldn't just call it the head capture, because we capture everything. Like we were capturing like the phones on the scorer's table and getting the details, getting those scanned.
Holy smokes!
So you get texture, right? It's about like the fabric of the jerseys. You get that texture. So yeah, I mean it's not just limited to the head scan. So. Birdman gets his tattoos for sure.
What about the?
Absolutely. You know, he stopped doing that. We're of course, for people who can't see us, I don't know if they can. We're talking about the chalk toss.
The LeBron James, yeah.
He had stopped doing that for 2 years.
You did?
And so we took it out of the game, and then he's like, 2K has me doing it on the cover.
I better start doing it again.
So he started doing it again for us. I mean, that's the power. That's the power of our game.
That's game recognized game right there, man. For real,
for sure.
So little score update: 31-20. James is starting to make a little run here. Yeah, I think Samaj is going to have to. He's going to have to rally the troops, man. He's got to get Scotty Brooks in there to fire him up.
I mean, I don't want to speak for Samaj, but I've been watching this game intently, and I want to see Samaj pick up the pace a little bit. I feel like the spacing works,
right?
But at a certain point, you gotta take it down low. Like I've seen him kind of wait for that extra pass. Sometimes you got to go to the basket,
right? And sometimes the extra pass leads to a turnover.
That is true.
So
yeah,
I would say he needs to trust his game.
I'm not going to question these guys. These guys are among the best that our community has to offer. So
right. So let's talk a little bit about the tournament itself. Let's talk about your guys' effort to put NBA 2K series in the competitive environment. Like, how's that been for you guys? What's the reception been like? Do you hope to continue with bigger purses?
I'm really glad you asked that, because there is probably no game in the industry that is more in tune with both the community in terms of wanting to be competitive. Man, every time for an NBA guy, for example, an NBA guy comes, first thing he says, I could beat you at this so bad. And I'm like, yeah, you probably could. I played Paul George one time, and he crushed me. Like, he destroyed me. But anyway, but everybody thinks that they're the best. Everybody wants to be the best. And these are the tournaments that facilitate, finding out who the greatest players are.
Right.
And so, absolutely, there's a major emphasis on esports going forward. And we experimented a little bit this year. This is the first time we've really dabbled in it, but we definitely think that there's upside there. It opens it up to another community as well,
Right. And then how would, if you were a player who thought that you got what it takes to enter these tournaments, what would be the easiest point of entry? Would you say?
I mean, are you talking in terms of promotion or
just in terms of like, how do I get in? I want to play. I want to be part of the Elite 32 or get to the position where
we have a great thing in terms of our social media and our in-game stuff, where we are constantly, like, a tournament's kicking off, we are promoting it like nonstop. So even in the game, it pops up a ticker where it's like, oh, this tournament's about to get started.
Yeah.
Get ready. You can prove that you're the best.
Gotcha.
Some cash is on the line. We definitely want our fans to know, because we want to know who the best is.
Gotcha. I got to say right now, James is playing a little. Sorry?
Sorry, one more thing about that.
Absolutely.
I mean, we're putting our gamers in spots, right? So you prove that you're the best. Like, iPod was telling me that he saw himself in a commercial in Australia. Like,
that must have been trippy, huh?
Think about that. We're going to make you not a star in our community. We're going to make you a global, international TV person.
That's crazy.
So work on being the best. Play our game. We reward our fans.
Man, James is just playing like a man possessed right now.
Yeah.
There's no stopping him. He's taking it straight to the rack. He's not even pulling up and settling for those 10 or 15 footers. He's like, I'm going to jam this down his throat.
Here's a 2-for-1 opportunity, and he just needed to be a little bit quicker to try to get that 2-for-1 opportunity.
Right. Well, the good thing is he's cut it down to single digits before the half.
And now,
pending how
he's
this
going to work
possession-
off the clock with an 8-point lead.
Right. Well, it kind of looks like that's what
He's
he's
totally
doing.
working out the clock. So now he'll make his move with about 8 seconds left. Oh, he's still waiting.
I wonder if he's looking for a
Oh, there
screen.
it is.
Oh, Parsons
he had a guy
passes the
down
open
low.
shot. Ooh, doesn't
good
go.
look. He had a
All
good
right.
look.
So after the half, we got an 8-point lead. James Waugh, 38-30. He's proven us wrong. I got my man Billy over there giving me the old, what the hell is this guy doing? It's good to see. We'll catch up soon, Billy.
There's
so yeah,
so much craziness here.
There
you know,
is so many people.
It ceases to me. This is my 7th E3, I think,
Oh, wow.
and it never ceases to amaze me how many people are here.
Yes.
And there's these 2 exhibition halls, and it's crazy.
They got their game faces on. There's a look at James. There's a
I
look
know
at
they
Samaj.
cannot be. They are focused.
Samaj doesn't seem like he's really tripping, though. I mean, he is the champ, so
to beat the man, to be the man, you got to beat the man.
exactly.
I get that right.
So I defer to the champ. He still has one half of basketball left to play. He's still in it, so
yeah,
I'm
there's
not
plenty
counting
of
him
time.
out for sure.
There's plenty of time. And you know the whole spacing technique, at a certain point he's going to have to make a move. But for now, he's got to play his style and wait for it to pick his spots.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So did we have any giveaway, or do we have any winners yet? For
I'm sure we do. Yeah,
What do you got?
People are going probably crazy.
you got 2 winners already?
Yeah.
Dang!
You know what? I'm feeling generous. If iPod gives me my phone back, I'll give away that Ruby Drummond code in a minute. Once
Oh my
these guys
God.
get started, I'll give away the Ruby Drummond. And
So
people are always asking for time codes.
Right.
This code will last through the rest of E3, which is tomorrow night. So
Gotta be
go
quick.
pick up your Ruby Drummond. iPod's like, I don't have my console. What am I gonna do? Sorry, man. You're
Go get it.
SOL.
Go get it at home.
You are.
Where is it? At the house? Here's what you do. What do you want? PS3 or PS4? Okay, so you gotta buy another PS4 and then create the account on the PS4 and then right?
Hey.
Is that how you can do it? You can have the remote account.
People are doing that. I mean, I get pictures all the time of people sneaking their consoles into work so they can get the code at work. And I'm like,
That's
man, I don't
gangster.
want to get nobody fired. Like,
It's so gangster, dude.
it's amazing. I don't know if you saw. Did you see the Tiger Pants movement?
I did, yes.
So I had the Detroit Tigers wearing Zumba's Tiger outfits. And like this thing got picked up at Sports Center, Sports Nation. This is the power of our community. You can't go in the parks without seeing like 5 guys with tiger pants now. It's crazy. It's nuts.
You guys are like a cultural phenomenon.
We are
now.
a cultural phenomenon for sure.
So, just if you're tuning in just now, folks, we're in the final round of the Samsung Galaxy S5 NBA 2K14 finals between Samaj Riddick, aka 2 in a row, and James Waugh, aka Tragic. There's my Twitter handle. If you want to tweet me, hit me up. I'm going to be walking around the show floor.
They're gonna be tweeting you about diamond codes pretty soon.
I got no codes, yo. I
He's
got no codes.
codes.
You got to hit up Ronnie 2K over here, man. So, yeah, we're about to get the second half started.
Yes, sir.
But I think we're giving them a little breather. It's a little intense right now, so we're giving them a little. It's like a true halftime break right now.
Very nice.
He's got Scotty Brooks revving up the players. We got Kevin McHale getting the Houston Rockets charged up. So yeah. So what's next for? Let's talk about
No,
2K15.
I want to talk about 2K15.
Let's talk the crap about 2K15
Okay,
right now.
so I mean, it's always early for us at E3. I mean, last year we had to get out at E3 because the next generation consoles
Right.
were all a buzz, right?
Yep.
Obviously, that's not happening this year.
Yep.
So we have our usual, get those assets out there, and
Yep.
as soon as they start coming, everybody loses their mind, right? So, we have lots of announcements coming, lots of gameplay improvements. I've been putting out little teaser videos here and there of like motion capture stuff, and you can check that on our Instagram and
Cool.
and Facebook. But it's been nuts. Like, so much work has gone into 2K15. There's so many emphases. We're gonna have a full year to develop, on next gen, knowing what next gen is, knowing
Right.
what the capabilities are. But we had such a huge foundation with 14, with
Right.
some of the head catcher stuff, and it's gonna be a great summer of telling people about 15.
So, obviously, you guys had the LeBron James Road to Greatness
Yeah,
thing.
path to greatness.
Path to Greatness. Anything like anything that you can hint towards?
I can't talk
you
about
can't say
that,
nothing.
man.
You can't say
Come
nothing.
on.
All right.
You know, hey, listen. We'll have some crazy feature that will knock everybody's socks off. And I wish I could. It pains me not to be able to talk about it because it's 15. I've seen it and I want to tell everybody about it, but it's just too early.
It is a little too early,
It's too
right?
early.
Okay, so we are in one city that has obviously a lot of basketball
A
greatness.
lot of basketball.
What do you think about the prospect of Kobe coming back, man? What
Next year?
Yeah,
he is coming back.
He's coming back for sure,
Yeah.
right? But is
Oh,
he?
yeah.
I mean, he's not going to be the same dude, obviously.
You know what? I'm never gonna count that guy out. Like
that.
He is a machine.
And he was on the cover of 2K10.
2K10, yeah.
So, I mean, did you get a chance to work
Oh
with
yeah,
him
yeah.
then? That
Great
dude is
guy.
just pure.
Actually, I got to work with him on 14 a little bit too. A funny story about Kobe. He was a huge proponent of the head scanning technology. He would come in. He wanted to buy up our stuff. Like, he's got a very technological savvy mind. He was fascinated by what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, just he was super involved in the head capture stuff, and he's a big fan of our game as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But I don't think he's going anywhere. I think he's the type of guy that'll play till he's 42 and be fine. Oh, iPod wants his phone back. Here, I gotta get the code real quick.
All right. Do the Lakers even have a coach yet? Did they hire somebody yet?
No, they don't.
So they're still on the
Derek
hunt.
Fisher just got signed by the Knicks.
Right.
So I'm gonna give away
Let's do it.
a Ruby Drummond code real quick.
Okay. I like that. Do we actually have those?
I need a favor from the community, though.
Yes.
You guys got to spread the word because these are timed codes. Every time we give out one of these codes, guaranteed we trend on Twitter. It's crazy. So I'm going to go ahead and tweet the code, and then I'm going to say it. But please get this thing to trend on Twitter, and just so I can show you guys more than anything.
So do those Ruby Drummond codes have a coin too? Like that?
No, this is just a code that you pop in you go to your features and locker codes menu,
Yeah.
and you just type in this code. It's just a random digit code.
Cool.
This one is specific though, and I'm about to say it, and give me 2 seconds. Everybody's like, code. My phone is not cooperating.
Okay. Oh, okay, I got you. So, folks, just so if you're just tuning in, we're in the finals of the Samsung Galaxy S5 NBA 2K14 Challenge. Right now we're resuming the game, but we're starting actually in the first half again, and we just gave them an 8-point lead, right? Right. So 30-38 was the score at the end of the first half, and we're just going to play out. We're going to play out, and whoever wins will be the champion. So, and it's just the first half. We're going to just play the first half. Okay. So
I just tweeted the code,
Okay.
but I will go ahead and say it too. It's hashtag NBA 2K14 Ruby Drummond.
Okay.
All one word. It will last till tomorrow, 11 p.m. Pacific time. But get the word out there because we want everybody to have it. I mean, there's no reason not to. It's a Ruby player on my team. It's super powerful. Those big players are always helpful. So go out and get it.
all right. So tuning back into the game again. There was a bit of a malfunction, so we're resuming the game, but it's as you can see, it's still the
They're
first.
trying to get the minutes back up.
Yeah, they're going to get the minutes back up. So and the score back up, right?
Yeah, of course the score.
Okay.
So how crazy has your E3 been, by the way?
I gotcha. Okay, so I got it clarified. So
go
we're
ahead.
taking the previous half's points, and they're just gonna add these points to the previous
got
first
you.
half,
Okay,
right?
cool.
So right now it's a tie game. So imagine it's 38-30 at
Plus
this
11.
point, right? Plus 11 each. So there's still an 8-point edge that James has
That he has to close.
that he has.
And
yeah.
of course, Samaj's OKC, so
Right.
it's now a 10-point lead for James.
So it looks like the little break kind of.
I think we motivated.
That was
him.
a goaltend right
That did
there.
look like a goaltend.
All right, so there definitely is some accuracy there in the ref calling. The NBA refs have had an atrocious season.
I'm not gonna lie, it's been a tough playoffs. It
Yeah.
has.
So, but either way, they're going at it, and it looks like James is just picking up from where he left off, man. He's building that lead even further. He's got a 4-point lead, so if you do the math, he's up by 12 at this point. And Samaj at this point, I feel like he needs to kind of get, like you said, he needs to get more aggressive.
He needs to chip into it, and he needs to go to the basket. I mean, now it's a 6 plus ace, 14-point lead.
Yep.
So he's got to carve away.
There's James Harden.
The champions in jeopardy, man.
$5,000, man.
Champions in jeopardy, $5
Yep.
grand. But yeah, I mean, back to esports. So it's so important for us. Like, we want to give people the facility to prove that they're the best. I mean, our hashtag is Your Time Has Come, right? Like, that's our whole marketing campaign.
Right.
You're going to see a lot of things that have to do with yourself and it being the time to, get involved with our game and see all the cool things that we got cooking. It's so hard for me not to talk about it. I shouldn't do these broadcasts like this time of year. I shouldn't do it.
You might mistakenly leak some stuff, huh? So, we've seen the growth of the esports go even political.
Yeah.
Now folks can get government visas to travel to
Wait,
the United
what?
Yeah, you haven't heard about
No.
that? They drafted
that out of there.
legislation
Yeah.
for kids who live out of the country to come and be part of an esports team on a visa. They're considered athletes now. So esports is definitely in the mainstream, so much so that the government is issuing
The
visas.
government is getting involved. That is
Right.
You made it when that
You know
happened.
you made it. So knowing that
Yeah.
and knowing where you're at in
Yeah.
terms of fan base, in terms of the way you influence basketball culture in general, does
Yeah.
that kind of like light a fire under your guys' ass a little bit further? Like, hey, maybe
We got to get on it.
we gotta get more
Yeah.
bigger purses involved. We gotta get bigger tournaments.
Yeah, I definitely think that in the future we are going to do bigger builds towards a bigger tournament. Like there needs to be a payoff to that big prize, in my
Right.
opinion.
Right.
I mean, all these winners. I mean, if Samaj has made it to this thing twice, he should be able to chip in for that final one. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, yeah, definitely something we're thinking about.
Cool. All right, so a little score update to Samsung Galaxy S5's 2K14 challenge. James Waugh, a.k.a. Tragic, has got a 4-point edge in this second first half. And you add that to the previous score, he is now up by 12 points. Samaj has to close the gap, man. He's got 4.5 minutes of basketball to play, and he just can't get any stops. He can't get any buckets to fall
Yeah,
either.
he can't.
I wonder
It's-
how much of it is feel. It's like maybe he's accustomed to playing on PS3. He's on PC with a PS3 controller, but
I mean, the controller's the important part. It's also a feel against your opponent, Like,
right,
there are some people that are amazing at this game, and I can beat them. And there are some people that are not so good at this game that I can't beat. It's
Right.
It's about matchup and feel as well.
right. Kind of like the old boxing adage, right?
Yeah.
Styles make fights.
Styles make fights.
Yep. So here we go.
It's about adapting as well. I mean, it's just like we are the #1 simulation game on the market, right? And as part of that, you have to adjust your strategy based on what the opponent's doing, just like real life, right? And so you'll see a lot of that. I mean, he could kick it out to Westbrook right here, but
Right. Gets the ball stripped.
too much dribbling.
Ooh!
Oh, he was going for the highlight there.
That was potentially a great finish.
That was almost a hammer.
Throwing up the triples now. I wonder how much he's gonna rely on shooting the 3 ball at this point, because he's got a lot of ground to make up. So he's down by 5 plus 8. Still a 13-point gap.
That's gonna be rough.
4-point lead now.
Every second that takes away, he's running out of time.
Right. I wonder at what point you just start fouling.
Who's that out on?
I think that's white
yeah,
ball.
I thought so. I thought he stripped it off his body.
All right, so he's got a chance. He's got an opportunity here to cut it to 1 and does not convert. Howard with the board. Harden's going to push.
How do you, a non-2K question real quick. How do you respond to what happened to Miami last night? Like, the Spurs started that game 19 for 21 from the field. Like, how do you answer that?
Yeah.
There's just no way.
It was funny too because it was like by midway through the third quarter, you could already see mentally they had already lost.
They were over it.
There was no way. It was just like, okay, well, you know what? Let's just rest our.
They made a little run. They got it down to like 6 in the fourth or something like that.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it was rough for a long time. You knew that Miami is a team of runs. Like you knew that they had one in them. But it was so funny. In the middle of the second quarter, my Twitter feed was literally on fire. Like, all I got was pictures of things on fire. Like, it was hilarious.
All right, so check it back in. 32-20 in the second first half. That's a 12-point edge.
After the 8-point edge.
After the 8-point,
we got a 20-point edge.
They got a 20-point edge, and they just stole the ball.
And that is the proverbial dagger.
Yep. I mean, unless there's a no, man. Now it's just all falling apart right now. The champ is hemorrhaging right now, and it's.
That's tough. Sometimes you just have these games where it doesn't work.
Yep.
And it come all the way to Los Angeles, right?
Right.
It could be worse. I mean, E3 is one of the most fun weeks, tiring weeks of the year.
Sure.
But to be here with so many fans, and it's a great experience.
Definitely. I mean, you're a young man who comes from, Pennsylvania or something, first time in California.
Yeah.
You can't beat an all-expense paid trip, man.
You know what's funny about those diamond codes? I think a lot of people were participating in the tournament because they're like, oh, I could go to E3 and get one of those diamond codes. I swear to God, people wanted those coins so bad.
iPod, how many we got left, man?
Just
two left.
You better get one right now.
Dang, like that. Yeah, the game was almost done.
We're wrapping. What's that?
You gave away 2 minutes ago?
What?
How many we got? You got 2 left out of how many? Dang. Those are going fast. Well, at least something can be real competitive. That's for sure. Because I'm. Yep. Just.
This game, I mean, we lit a fire under James.
Yeah.
He's going to come over and be like, what?
I almost kind of want to give Samaj a hug now. A big old hug.
I know.
And apologize to James. The great thing is, though, if you can see the picture-in-picture, man, their facial expressions haven't changed at all.
No, they're ice cold.
They're stone cold. They got ice water going through the veins, regardless. And not to knock any effort that these competitors have put forth. I mean, they've definitely competed.
I gotta say, those close games are always so much fun to watch on a live broadcast.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
It's amazing. You like all of a sudden it's winding to the end, and to have that moment of anticipation. Like we do our weekly live broadcasts on Tuesdays, and people tune in. And for whatever reason, we're really lucky about having these games that are so close with the community, and the fascination at the end of those. Everybody's Twitter just goes crazy.
So wait, you guys broadcast every week?
We do every week.
Let's promo that. Where can they tune in to watch?
We do it on twitch.tv/2K. We always have. I mean, our broadcast kills it. Bare minimum, we have 10,000 concurrent viewers every Tuesday.
Awesome. And can people enter? Can people
play? We usually jump on a random game. We've done a couple where we've made challenges and stuff. Chris Manning, who's not here with me today, shout out to Mr. LD2K, played one of our super fans, Chris Smoove, a couple weeks ago. That broadcast was crazy. Yeah.
All right.
By the way, let's wrap this game.
Well, we'll just wrap it up the game because that's the end of the first half, and looks like James, he made a statement here today.
He did.
To be the champ, you have to beat the champ, and
That's
he
right.
did. So right now, I think what we're gonna do, All right, they're coming up on stage. We're going to bring both James and Samaj here and kind of go through the game. And Samaj, man, hey, it was a tough go, but have a seat. Congratulations,
Dude,
man.
You got nothing to be
Very
sorry
good.
about.
My mic is coming off, but go ahead and have a seat.
Hey, congratulations, dude. Nice, man.
There we go. So here's our champion, James Waugh, aka Tragic Man. Let's get you first on the mic real quick. You probably overheard us giving us our predictions, and my guess is that kind of pissed you off a little bit, yeah?
I mean, I use it as motivation a little bit. It's not really pissed me off, but y'all really overlooked me, so.
I got you.
Yeah, so I just came out and just played my game, and it worked.
I noticed.
It felt like he had like 8 guys on the court. He was all over the place.
Yeah.
That was impressive.
Defense wins championship, so I just played defense, and my defense worked today.
Yeah, I think you set the tone real early. You had that block from Dwight, like right off the bat, were the first 2 possessions, and you transitioned for 2. I mean, it was real early, and you took an early 2-point lead. But I think at that point, you just had all the momentum. And Samaj, unfortunately, man, you just couldn't get anything to fall. You had the looks, and you had the openings, but you could not buy a bucket, man. What happened?
I mean, my main failure was that I should have played man defense, but my man right here, he held the crown, man. He did his thing, man. Like, I'm proud of him. He's a great competitor.
Gracious in defeat, man. Yeah, that's the mark of a true champion. So I guess the next question is, do you think that we're going to see this matchup again in the next tournaments coming up? Would you like a rematch, in other words?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he held it down this whole year on the Xbox, and I did my thing on the PS3. I mean, I won my tournament. You know, he won his. You know, I'm just glad that if somebody won, I'm glad that was him.
All right. Well, there you go.
You guys know that the 2K community is coming after you now, right? Like,
Oh, yeah.
you got all that pub today. There's going to be challenges in your inbox when you get back.
You're a marked man.
We'll be waiting.
Ready?
There you go.
We'll be waiting.
Do we see a little bit of alliance forming right there? Was that what happens? I see you guys kind of talking almost as if you were a team.
Yeah, I mean, you never know, man. You never know.
He's gracious in defeat.
That is a very
that's
gracious.
awesome.
Congratulations on being gracious in defeat, man.
Yeah.
That's the mark of a true champion. I think we're bringing in the check now. Let's get it on in here. The giant check. We're giving it to James Waugh, a.k.a. Tragic. Stand up, champ. Stand up, man. There it is. There you go, folks. The Samsung Galaxy S5 and NBA 2K14 Challenge champion, James Waugh, a.k.a. Tragic, man. 5 Gs. That's a good week, man. That's a good week. All right, congratulations, folks. And that'll about do it. I want to give my props to Ronnie 2K.
Appreciate it.